But Whoopi is certainly not the brightest person. And what she just said just doesn't make any sense. It's just like so silly to say. It's not a well thought out. It's like if you had an idea for a premise and it was totally baked and half baked, and you went on stage with it and just couldn't. You
let them in.
President, open your
You let them in and you knew what they were.
Right.
So you are complicit. I want to make a quick clarification about the neo at the Turning Point event. They were outside protesters. My point was more metaphorical, that you embraced them at your thing, I felt.
It's July 2022, and Whoopi Goldberg, a 69-year-old Hollywood icon and The View's sharp-tongued moderator, strides into the culture war arena like a battle-hardened gladiator. With an EGOT under her belt and decades of navigating Hollywood's spotlight, she's the media's cool aunt, witty, commanding, and unafraid to sling hot takes on race, politics, or anything that lights up the X timeline. But this time, she's stepping into a verbal cage match that'll test her bulletproof reputation. Her opponents, Joe Rogan, the 57-year-old podcast titan whose Joe Rogan Experience commands millions with its no-filter vibe, and Charlie Kirk, the 31-year-old TPUSA founder whose rapid-fire conservative rants electrify his base. The internet's watching, armed with iPhones and meme generators, ready to turn every word into viral ammunition. This isn't just a debate, it's a cultural WrestleMania, and the stakes are Whoopi's legacy in a world where no icon is untouchable. On July 26, 2022, Whoopi dives headfirst into controversy during a The View segment discussing TPUSA's Student Action Summit in Tampa, Florida, held July 22, 24. Neo-Nazi protesters waving swastika flags and chanting outside the venue catch her attention. Instead of a cautious jab, she goes full cannonball, declaring TPUSA complicit for letting them in and knowing what they were. The accusation is explosive, implying the conservative youth organization, attended by 5,000 high school and college students, willingly mingled with extremists. The studio tenses, co-hosts like Joy Behar nod in agreement, while others, like Sunny Hostin, stay quiet. The clip rockets across X, with users like The Right Scoop amplifying it. Whoopi just accused TPUSA of cozying up to neo-Nazis. Is she serious? It's a high-risk move, and the backlash is about to hit like a tsunami. By July 28, 2022, the blowback is relentless. TPUSA clarifies that the neo-Nazis were outside on a public sidewalk beyond their control and condemns them unequivocally. These protesters have nothing to do with Turning Point USA. Ex-users, including Jack Posobiec, to pile on, accusing Whoopi of defamation. On The View, Whoopi issues a rare apology. On Monday, I put the young people at the conference in the same category as the protesters outside. I don't like it when people make assumptions about me, and it's not any better when I make assumptions about other people, which I did. So my bad. I'm sorry. Her voice, usually sharp as a blade, carries a subtle tremor, a cautious edge that betrays her unease. For a woman who's sparred with presidents and pundits, this retreat is seismic. Ex-users notice Whoopi's apologizing. She's shook, tweets RT Post-Millennial. The apology doesn't douse the fire, it pours gasoline on it. Charlie Kirk, TPUSA's fiery CEO, smells blood. At 31, he's a conservative wunderkind, known for his espresso-charged rants and Twitter thread precision. On his radio show and X, he unleashes a torrent of fury, accusing Whoopi of smearing 5,000 young attendees, high schoolers and college kids who traveled nationwide to hear speakers like Ben Shapiro and Ted Cruz. They have to live with a shadow over them because someone at ABC says they might be linked to neo-Nazis. He thunders on July 27, 2022, in a clip shared by Breitbart News. Kirk pushes Darce sue The View, hinting at legal action. This is defamation, plain and simple. He frames Whoopi as an elitist, out of touch with the muscular class of working Americans, turning her words into a rallying cry for his base. Kirk's not here to debate, he's here to dominate. Kirk's response is a verbal slaughterhouse. His style, part preacher, part internet troll, delivers rapid-fire jabs that hit like steel. On his podcast, The Charlie Kirk Show, he rips into Whoopi's complicit claim. They felt so compelled to smear our wonderful summit because if they told their audience the truth, that 5,000 kids chose to spend their summer hearing conservative ideas, The View's viewers might question their entire worldview. X posts amplify his attack with TPUSA, tweeting, Whoopi's fake wokeness just got exposed. He mocks her apology as too little too late, accusing her of double standards and celebrity privilege. Every line is a haymaker, turning Whoopi's words into a symbol of liberal media hypocrisy. It's not a discussion, it's a public execution, and Kirk's wielding the axe. Across the media landscape, Joe Rogan catches the scent of weakness. The 57-year-old podcast king, whose Joe Rogan Experience racked racked up 11 million monthly listeners in 2024, thrives on dismantling nonsense. He's logged 5,000 hours of conversations on everything from UFOs to MMA and knows when someone's talking out of their depth. While he doesn't directly address the TPUSA controversy, Whoopi's fumble and The View's broader reputation become fodder for his radar. On X, users like End Wokeness speculate Rogan's about to roast The View again and Whoopi's in the crosshairs. His platform, a cultural juggernaut, gives him the power to shift narratives without stepping into the same ring. Rogan's ready to bring his "you can't be serious" energy, and the vibe's about to change. Rogan's attack comes via his podcast. Not the Tapusa spat directly, but it lands with devastating precision. In a 2024 episode, he calls The View a specific ideological bubble that drowns out dissent. They bring on a token conservative like Meghan McCain or that blonde from Survivor and just yell over her. It's a rabies-infested henhouse. The line from an October 2024 episode with Donald Trump sparks laughter and retweets with Timcast. Sharing the clip. Rogan just buried The View. When Whoopi corrects Rogan's mismemory of a 2011 Trump appearance on The View, showing a clip where she looked unimpressed, not friendly, it only fuels his narrative. His style, calm, sarcastic, logic-driven, dissects The View's bias like a surgeon, and Whoopi's caught in the fallout, her argument sliced to ribbons. Here's the jaw-dropping twist. There's no live showdown, no Rogan-Kirk tag team, no fiery panel debate. Kirk's 2022 rants and Rogan's 2024 podcast critiques are separate salvos, launched from different platforms. Kirk's X posts and radio, Rogan's Spotify empire. Yet, their attacks align like twin comets, obliterating Whoopi's narrative from opposite angles. Kirk's defense of TPUSA is immediate, personal, and raw. Rogan's broader takedown of The View's culture hits months later but feels perfectly synced. X posts in 2025, like one from RDC Drano claiming Kirk and Rogan destroyed Whoopi, weave these moments into a myth of a coordinated beatdown. It's not a real tag team, but the internet's editing room makes it a cultural knockout. X becomes a digital thunderdome erupting with memes, clips, and hashtags. By 2025, the 2022 TPUSA controversy is rehashed as a viral legend, with Whoopi Meltdown and Sue The View trending. Clips of Whoopi's apology loop alongside Kirk's fiery rebuttals, while Rogan's henhouse quip gets remixed into gifs of chickens squawking. A post from a libs off TikTok reads, "Whoopi tried to smear TPUSA and got humiliated by Kirk and Rogan. Late-night hosts like Jimmy Kimmel toss in jabs, while ex-users drop hot takes. She thought she could dunk on conservatives and walk away. Nope," tweets "I'll not the bee." The internet doesn't just amplify, it rewrites the saga into a cultural roast fest, with Whoopi as the main course. Whoopi, the queen of snark, goes radio silent. No fiery rebuttal on The View, no clarifying X post, no "let me set this straight" moment. After her July 28, 2022 apology, she sidesteps Kirk's accusations and ignores Rogan's broader jabs. This isn't just a pause, it's a deafening void. Ex-users pounce, with Red State tweeting, "Whoopi's got nothing, she got cooked and knows it." For a media titan who's sparred with everyone from Oprah to Trump, this ghost mode is louder than a viral rant. It's interpreted as surrender, a white flag from a legend who usually fights to the last word. The silence becomes the story, echoing across the digital battlefield. The Meltdown isn't a tear-soaked reality show collapse. No tissues, no chair flips, no pleading for a commercial break. It's subtler, sneakier, and far more gripping. During her 2022 apology, Whoopi's delivery shifts. Her usual razor-sharp cadence softens, her tone cautious, almost walking on eggshells. A slight waver, a pause too long, betrays unease. Ex-users catch it. "Did you see Whoopi's face? She shook," posts a Bongino report. The internet dubs it a breakdown, but it's psychological theater, a legend caught off guard, her confidence leaking in real time. The myth grows. Whoopi, the unshakable queen, rattled by a double-barreled attack, her armor cracked for all to see. Joe Rogan's platform is a cultural Death Star. In 2024, the Joe Rogan Experience dominates with 11 million monthly listeners, per Edison Research, appealing to young men fed up with mainstream media's polished scripts. His October 2024 episode with Trump, where he calls The View a rabies-infested henhouse, goes viral, with Joe Rogan clips sharing it to 500,000 views. Rogan's style, laid back, sarcastic, laced with "are you kidding me?" disbelief, resonates with fans who see him as a truth-teller. X posts in 2025 like "End Wokeness, Rogan's the gateway drug for Dems turning MAGA" amplify his influence. His critique of The View's bias isn't just a jab, it's a cultural indictment, shredding rewriting Whoopi's narrative like a red pen on a failing exam. Charlie Kirk is a culture war general, commanding TPUSA's army of young conservatives. At 31, he's a master of brash, Red Bull-fueled rants with 2.7 million X-followers in 2025. His 2022 response to Whoopi isn't just about defending his summit, it's a crusade against woke elites. On The Charlie Kirk Show, he frames her as the mascot of liberal hypocrisy. The View smeared our kids because they can't handle 5,000 young people rejecting their ideology, he says, per a July 27, 2022 clip shared by Arv T. Pusey. He mocks her apology as fake tears and her platform as celebrity privilege on steroids. X posts like Charlie Kirk 11's Whoopi's out of touch rack up 10,000 likes. Kirk's mission: obliterate her narrative and make it a meme. This clash is a microcosm of 2025's culture wars, where battle lines are drawn on X, not cable news. Rogan's question everything vibe appeals to skeptics craving raw talk, while Kirk's bold rants fire up conservatives like political adrenaline. Whoopi and The View, with their liberal-leaning audience, represent the mainstream, often accused of being elitist. The fight plays out in a digital coliseum. Every clip, pause, or eyebrow raise becomes ammo. X posts like "For the quarterings, Whoopi got wrecked" show how the internet turns a 2022 spat into a 2025 saga. We're beyond polite debates. This is a brutal, unforgiving arena where narratives live or die by viral retweets. Whoopi's loyalists rally on X, defending her as a victim of a coordinated hit. She apologized. What more do they want? Kirk's just grandstanding, tweets a View fan for life, gaining 2,000 likes. Others sympathize, arguing she was unfairly ganged up on by toxic conservatives. But the other side revels in the chaos, with Blaze Media posting, "Whoopi thought she could dunk on TPUSA and walk away. Nope." Memes of her apology face, captioned "When you realize you lost," flood X, racking up thousands of shares. Even her fans struggle. Defending her becomes a full-time job, and many go quiet. The divide is raw, turning comment sections into cultural war zones. Media analysts, sipping coffee over keyboard taps, dissect the saga like a crime scene. "This is a textbook case of modern media pressure," writes The Hill on July 29, 2022, noting, "Even legends like Whoopi face a brutal spotlight." In 2025, Newsweek revisits the drama, calling it a turning point for The View's credibility. X posts from Our Mediaite amplify the analysis. Whoopi's silence shows no one's safe in this climate. Pundits debate whether it's a coordinated attack or a self-inflicted wound, but all agree the game's changed. Viral clips and hashtags can undo decades of clout, and Whoopi's stumble becomes a case study in surviving the digital age. Whoopi's image, bulletproof, witty, the aunt who shuts down rooms with a quip, shows a dent. That cautious 2022 apology, that fleeting pause, flips her from cultural anchor to a name under siege. In the digital jungle, vulnerability is blood in the water. X users like our Daily Wire tweet, "Whoopi's shook and it shows." Critics dive in, fans waver, and memes amplify every crack. Decades of dominance don't shield her from the new rules. One misstep and the narrative shifts. Her hesitation becomes a viral gif, a warning that even icons blink under pressure, and the spotlight burns hotter than ever. Rogan and Kirk hit like a 1-2 punch from different dimensions. Rogan's calm, clinical logic tears Whoopi's argument apart like a professor marking a failing paper, every contradiction circled, every flaw exposed. Kirk's brash, in-your-face rants steamroll what's left, turning her words into a punchline. X posts in 2025, like Benny Johnson's "Kirk and Rogan humiliated Whoopi, crown them victors." Their styles, Rogan's scalpel, Kirk's sledgehammer, leave her narrative in ashes. She tries to pivot on The View, but her cautious tone lacks the old fire. Together they don't just criticize, they crush, and Whoopi's left without a comeback. Whoopi goes ghost, offering no rebuttal, no tweet, no damage control. After her 2022 apology, she sidesteps Kirk's accusations and Rogan's jabs, leaving X to fill the void. "She got cooked and knows it." Post Outkick with 15,000 likes. Rogan keeps podcasting, his audience growing, while Kirk's X rants target new foes. The internet doesn't let up. Memes of Whoopi's apology face loop, clips of Kirk's rants rack up views, and Rogan's henhouse line becomes a conservative anthem. Whoopi's reputation motivation wobbles, her silence a louder headline than any rant. She'll likely lay low, recalibrate, but the cultural bruise lingers, a warning to all media titans. This saga proves the media arena is a ruthless coliseum. Icons like Whoopi can fall in seconds, roasted by viral clips and X's pitchforks. Rogan and Kirk thrive here. Rogan shaping narratives with his podcast empire, Kirk wielding his X megaphone like a grenade launcher. The culture wars are a digital battlefield where every pause is a meme, every slip a knockout. Whoopi's stumble shows no one gets a free pass, not even EGOT winners. X posts like Cernovich, the internet never forgets a Meltdown sum it up. As the spotlight burns hotter, the next takedown's always loading, and this show's just getting started.